Good day, St. Martin. I'm Yesenia Lazaro.
And I'm also Lawrence.
And welcome back to another edition of St. Martin News Desk.
Brought to you by TV15.
Where we bring the latest and most important stories around the island and beyond.
Let's get over the hump on Hump Day. But before that, let's check out these top headlines. KPSM condemns assault on officer, warns the public against interference. The police force of St. Martin strongly condemned the violent behavior seen in an incident on the Phillipsburg Boardwalk on Friday, November 14th. The situation, which circulated widely on social media, unfolded just before 3 p.m. as officers responded to reports of a possible fight in the area. According to KPSM, multiple patrols had been dispatched. One unit attempted to enter the boardwalk through Loodsteeg but was blocked by a vehicle. With lights and sirens activated, officers tried to have it moved. At the moment, an unknown female aggressively approached the patrol vehicle, struck the window, and began insulting officers. When an officer addressed her behavior, she escalated the situation and physically attacked him, hitting him several times. KPSM said the situation worsened when several bystanders intervened not to help but to physically hold the officer back as he attempted to detain the suspect. Police called this interference dangerous, unlawful, and completely unacceptable. The female suspect was arrested at the scene and taken to the Phillipsburg station. Later, a male bystander identified as one of those who obstructed the officer arrived at the station behaving disorderly and was instructed to leave. Detectives were actively investigating the case, and KPSM stressed that anyone who assaulted or obstructed officers would be held accountable. The force reminded the public that officers must be allowed to carry out their duties safely, and interference only increases the risk for everyone involved. STEP survey reported submitted and stakeholder session planned for late November. The Ministry of Public Health, Social Development and Labor announced that St. Martin's first national PAHO WHO STEPS survey on non-communicable diseases has been completed and officially submitted to the Minister of ASA. Honorable Minister Richinal Bruk said the report arrived at a crucial time, noting that its findings would be integrated into the ministry's health in all policies approach, set to launch in early 2026. The National STEPS survey, conducted between July 2023 and October 2024, marked the country's first comprehensive assessment of behavioral and biological risk factors linked to chronic diseases, including hypertension, diabetes, heart disease, cancers, respiratory conditions, and kidney disease. Using the WHO STEPS methodology, the survey included interviews, physical measurements, and blood tests for more than 2,000 adults aged 18 to 69 across all districts. The ministry credited PAHO and WHO, the temporary work organization, field teams, VSA staff, community partners, and residents for making the survey possible, calling it a major milestone in strengthening national health planning. Officials said the results would guide future prevention efforts and support more coordinated, evidence-based policy development. As part of the next steps, the ministry will host a stakeholder information session at the end of November to present the findings and recommendations to government, partners, and community organizations. Additional details about the session will be released in the coming days. SEDC launches Advanced Education Program for MSMEs. The St. Martin Entrepreneurship Development Center officially launched its new MSME Advanced Education Program on November 12th, an initiative aimed at strengthening small business skills and boosting the island's economic growth. The program formed part of the country package's E6 economic development theme and was funded by the Temporary Work Organization, executed by SEDC and supported by partners including Trade Advisors of Ireland, the Department of Economy, Transport and Telecommunication, the Ministry of Théâtre, and the Netherlands Enterprise Agency. Officials said the program was designed to elevate the capabilities of micro, small, and medium enterprises through practical training, digital tools, and sector-specific guidance. Areas of focus included financial management, digital project management, AI integration and sustainability, plus energy-efficient business practices. Targeted support was also available for industries such as fisheries, creative sectors, poultry, short-term rentals, and other energy-intensive operations. Minister of TEAD, the Honorable Grisha Halaga-Martin, expressed strong support for the initiative, saying government recognized the essential role MSMEs played in the island's economic development. Acting ETT head Sherwin Frederick added that the program underscored government's commitment to preparing business owners for a modern, competitive economy. TWO liaison Leona Romeo and SEDC President Pearl Hendrickson also praised the program's focus on resilience, innovation, and accessibility, noting that it offered opportunities even for entrepreneurs who had previously been denied financing. More than 40 participants attended the launch session, receiving an overview of upcoming workshops. Registration opened for the first training module, Financial Literacy, which is scheduled for November 19th to 21st. SEDC encouraged MSMEs across all sectors to participate.
After the break, we take a closer look at the growing frustration among St. Martin's firefighters and ambulance workers, and why, despite a major decision this week, many say the fight is far from over.
Going to Jam on November 29th. It's all about the LMAO comedy show. And guess who's going to be in the building? You know much about it. It's boring. Ladies and gentlemen, it's your favorite grandmother. And I'll be in the building at the Elbow Comedy Show. You see that? It's not even Elmo. It's not LMAO. The message is Elmo. What is the LMAO? Laugh Mike. What it stands for? I can't say it. You're right. Because your mouth is sure. Yes, guys, come with your belly empty because Passion Cuisine gonna have good food. They're gonna have good music and entertainment, and you know we're gonna have good laughter with all the comedians are gonna be there. We're talking about Trinidad. We have Haiti, we have St. Martin, and Dominica. All the better come for the flag. Make sure all you come and represent. Make some noise in the place like it's Creole Festival Part 2, but just with laughter. You see, guys, all you have to do it. So granted, not that I just some of them he was missing that he was missing a substance. That's how people will come to the show. No. See you guys in the building on November 29th. LMAO Comedy Show.
They want to give you big foot. Whoa, yeah. Big foot. They want to give you big foot. What's that? Big foot. They want to give you big foot. Big foot. They want to give you big foot. What do the review them? In the name of Jesus. What do the review them?
A new day begins. The sun rises over St. Martin, bringing new energy, new possibilities. This island was built on resilience, progress, and the strength of its people. Our connection is what moves us forward. It links our communities, our businesses, our families. From the heart of the island to the shores beyond, we've connected St. Martin. From every street to every home, this network was built for St. Martin by St. Martin hands. Connection isn't just about signals, it's about people. This is your island and your network recharged. Proudly local, we're here for today, tomorrow, and every milestone ahead.
Hey there, it's Mizzy with the Sunshine Report, straight out of Sunshine City, St. Martin, bringing you all the warmth and the sunshine you need to kickstart your day. So let's dive into today's forecast and see how the skies are treating us. Don't forget to follow NewsDesk on Facebook for your daily Sunshine Report. So as you enjoy the rest of your day, stay safe, stay friendly, Sunshine City.
NAPB supports emergency workers after feeling disrespected in Parliament. The NAPB St. Martin voiced concerns this week after firefighters, ambulance personnel, and members of WICSU PSU reported feeling blatantly disrespected at the end of Monday's parliamentary meeting. What many workers had hoped would be a moment of clarity instead left them feeling dismissed and undervalued. The union said the sentiments expressed by these essential workers were troubling, especially given their critical role in protecting the community. NAPB added that all public servants, regardless of union affiliation, deserved dignity and fair treatment inside the country's highest democratic body. According to NAPB, any conduct that leaves workers feeling marginalized undermines the cooperation needed to address ongoing challenges in public sector. The union stressed that differences of opinion were normal, but no worker should leave Parliament feeling unheard. In its statement, NAPB reaffirmed solidarity with emergency personnel and emphasized the need for unity among unions, particularly during a period when collaboration is crucial to improving national services and protecting workers' rights. The organization called for continued dialogue rooted in transparency, respect, and accountability, and said it remained committed to working with all stakeholders to advance meaningful improvements for public servants across St. Martin. Dominic High and St. Martin Academy advanced to AIDC final. The St. Martin Youth Parliament moved one step closer to crowning this year's champion as the annual interscholastic debate competition continued on Saturday, November 15th. 4 schools competed: Milton Peters College, St. Martin Academy, St. Dominic High, and Caribbean International Academy. In the first matchup, Milton Peters College defended the moot on digital privacy and safe technology use, but St. Dominic High won the debate. Gabriella Pauletta of NBC was named Best Speaker. The second contest featured Caribbean International Academy and St. Martin Academy debating whether cultural preservation should fall on academic institutions. St. Martin Academy secured the win, with Best Speaker honors going to Aja Bernabe. With both schools victorious, St. Dominic High and St. Martin Academy advanced to the AIDC final. The championship debate is scheduled for Saturday, November 22nd at 6:30 p.m. at USM, the University of St. Martin. St. Dominic High will defend the moot questioning whether modern carnival preserves culture among youth. Admission was set at $2 with refreshments on sale. The Youth Parliament encouraged the public to come out and support their favorite team. Public urged to join final Financial Literacy Month sessions. The Ministry of Finance reported strong turnout for this year's Financial Literacy Month, noting that residents across St. Martin had actively taken part in the sessions held so far. Honorable Minister of Finance Marinka Gums thanked the public for their enthusiasm and said the response showed how interested the community was in strengthening its financial knowledge. With the month nearing its end, the ministry encouraged residents to register for the final set of workshops, each led by local experts. The upcoming sessions included, on November 19th today, Understanding Your Pension, presented by APS. November 20th, Understanding Your Income Tax Assessment with Imaro Scope. On November 25th, Taxation on Real Estate Income by Stefan van Riemen. November 26th, Financial Strong, St. Martin with Raquel Lo-Fo Wong. November 30th, we're going to go into Banking on St. Martin, which is featuring the Bankers Association. These sessions give residents the opportunity to ask questions, get practical guidance, and build stronger financial habits, ranging from pension planning to real estate rules and overall money management. The ministry reminded the public that registration was available online at the Financial Literacy Month website and reiterated its message that knowledge is power. Minister Gums said the government remained committed to empowering households through accessible financial education.
Coming up, a special report on the ongoing struggles inside our emergency services. What's behind the dissatisfaction of fire and ambulance personnel, and what the latest government action really means for them.
Hi, I am Karim Tulen, co-founder of Karim Assist Pro. Our goal is to help busy professionals, elderly, housewives, local, tourists, practically anybody that needs assistance in the day-to-day chores.
We have different services like groceries, do your shopping, and also run your errands. We can provide transportation services for all members of the family, whether it's you on commute or getting the kids to school. House activities and house services that include pet sitting. All of these let us take off your hands and let us make those reservations so you don't have to stress about having a good time.
So you can have less stress and more free time. Through our discretion, we make an impression.
Let's put everything on the table. People always give their opinion, and you can either take it or crunch it. Let them judge. We give in to the most irresistible flavor. We devour every nugget that falls in our hands, especially when it's our crunchy fried chicken. And let the crumbs fly if needed. Let them keep judging. We'll keep indulging. KFC, it's finger-licking good.
You could talk to your family, talk to your friends. Affordability and convenience. Community connection, that makes sense. Reliability with experience. Hey, for every life, every adventure. Number one provider, they got ya. We tell them your data is always on. You can opt out whenever you want. Tell them we always on. For every moment when you want more. Tell them we always on. Stay connected when you want the road. Control my data, yeah, yeah, yeah. Always connected every time, everywhere. Money low, but I never fair. I know, tell them is there. Connectivity, that's what I like. Flexibility, that's what I like. Reliability, that's what I like. Tell them, sign me up for life. Tell them we always on. For every moment when you want more. Come tell them we always on. Stay connected when you want to go. Come tell them we always on. For every moment when you want more. Tell them we always on. Stay connected when you want to road.
Good day. Today we look into the ongoing struggles of St. Martin's firefighters and ambulance personnel. A story of progress on paper, but frustration on the ground. For years, first responders have called for fair placement, proper compensation, and respect for the work they do. And even as a major step was finalized this week, many say the deeper issue remains unsolved. St. Martin's firefighters and ambulance workers have long warned that their concerns were being ignored. Concerns about career placement, retroactive payments, and a function book they said never reflected the reality of their jobs. This week, the governor ratified the Landbesluit outlining the placement process for fire department staff, a move government described as a major step forward. The Honorable Prime Minister Marcelina said it finally put structure and clarity around long-standing disputes that dated back more than a decade. But on the ground, the reaction told a different story. According to the workers' union, WICSU PSU, trust had become the biggest obstacle. They said key decisions, including the function book, were finalized without proper consultation. Workers wanted more than assurances. They wanted signed commitments, transparency, and what they called a neutral mediator to ensure negotiations were fair. Fire personnel said it wasn't the first time promises were made publicly, only to stall quietly afterwards. That history, they explained, was why many remained cautious even after the Landsbesluyt was signed. Ambulance workers shared similar frustrations. They trained on new vehicles and updated equipment last year, and a modern fleet was delivered to the island. But they argued that tools alone did not fix the core of the problem. For them, the dispute had always been about people, not just infrastructure. Fair pay, clear career paths, and the dignity that comes with being taken seriously. The police union, NAPB, publicly backed their fire and ambulance colleagues. In a statement, they said first responders across the island face the same pressures: long hours, dangerous conditions, and rising demands with few resources. They warned that when essential workers felt undervalued, the entire community was at risk. Even with the ratified placement process now in effect, workers said true progress would depend on how government implemented it and whether future decisions were made with them rather than for them. For St. Martin's first responders, the fight has never been about one document. It has been about recognition, respect, and a system that treats them as essential to the public safety, not as an afterthought. New placement regulations move into practice. Firefighters and ambulance personnel say they will continue pushing for clarity and accountability. The hope is that this latest step becomes more than a headline and marks the beginning of a lasting change for the people who protect us when we need them most. That was our featured report. Thanks for watching. That's all the time we have for today's edition of St. Martin News Desk.
Thank you for joining us. Remember, new episodes premiere every weekday morning at 8 a.m. on TV 15 and then across our social media platforms. I am Alistair Lawrence.
And I'm Yesenia Lassero. Wishing you an amazing evening. See you tomorrow.
Yeah. Stay friendly.
St. Martin.